Well, here we go. I hope. Hi! We're here with Mchan338 or Mchan Plays. We're going to, or Mchan is going to be playing the new Super Luigi U. I am really excited for it. So please take it away, Mchan.
All right, hello everybody. My name is Mchan338 and welcome back to the SpeedGaming's No Kid Hungry event. I'm excited to be here. We're running new Super Luigi U, which is a game and category that I'm most well known for within the speedrunning community. I've been running this game for about 7 years now, and now we're here again showcasing this. Time does not actually start until I start moving on the map, which means I have to get past this like 2-minute cutscene. Without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and just start right now. Okay, so this is New Super Luigi U for the Nintendo Wii U. It is the DLC for New Super Mario Bros. U. Everything in the game plays just like New Super Mario Bros. U, except there's no Mario. You're instead playing as Luigi, and Luigi plays differently than Mario. Luigi jumps higher, he has floaty physics. He also slips more, so his movement's a bit harder to control than Mario. He also, in this game, there's a 100-second time limit for every level. Which means that all the levels are really fast-paced, with the trade-off that all the levels have increased difficulty. So it is a much harder game to play than Mario U. The category I'm running is All Castles, which is essentially a warpless category. In any percent, you skip worlds 2, 3, 4, and 6, whereas All Castles, we're going to be doing all 8 worlds done as fast as we can. So you get to see more of the game, and more of what the game is capable of as a speedrun. Real quick, there are no incentives for this run, but the next run right after this is New Super Mario Bros. 2, and there is an incentive to upgrade the run from Warpless to All Castles, and I would really appreciate it if you guys can get that category met by the end of this run. I believe the last time I checked, it only needs $20 more. So it would really be appreciated if I could run All Castles for that game right after this run. All right, so time's about to begin really soon. Three, two, one, go! All right, so we're starting off in 1-1. And the first thing I'm going to be doing right away here is I am going to get the main power-up of the game, which is the Super Acorn. The Super Acorn allows you to turn into a squirrel, and as you can see when I'm a squirrel, I am gliding across levels with the proper movement, and gliding over many different obstacles like this allows me to perform some skips. There's also some more intricacies with the Acorn suits. Later as the run goes, where we're going to be doing some technical movement, like technical vertical climbs later on. So the first level is pretty straightforward here. You can kind of get an idea that all the levels here are really short. I just beat that first level in 21 seconds. And here we are in 1-2. And I'm going to go to the back of the back of this level over here to grab a star over here. Stars allow you to turn invincible. So you can tank through enemies, but also additionally you can run faster with the star. And that second block that I just hit right there only contains a star if I hit it while I have a star. So I'm able to use that second star to chain across the rest of the level there. Otherwise, without the star, that ending there is pretty hard to go through with all those Prada plants and Koopa Troopas. So, 2 levels down, and now we're about to move on to our first tower level. The tower level is going to be the first level where we're going to be switching to a character named Nabbit. First introduced to this game. I'm going to be holding ZL as I select this level, and then now I am playing as Nabbit. So Nabbit is a character where he doesn't die, pretty much. He doesn't get hit. As you can see, I can run right through all these enemies right here. And so Nabbit is used in levels where there's a lot of enemies for Luigi to dodge, where like Luigi has to take time to dodge some of the enemies, and that's what Nabbit is primarily used for. He's not used for every level, so the common question is, why don't you use Nabbit for every single level? And that's because some levels it's not faster to use Nabbit, mainly because Nabbit does not use the benefits of any of the power-ups at all. Nabbit is also used in levels where if a level takes the same time to complete with both Luigi and Nabbit, then Nabbit's preferred, mainly because Nabbit has a faster flagpole animation. And then also Nabbit does not get fireworks. So at the end of every level, if you end a level with the 2 digits matching, then you get fireworks and it loses 15 seconds. Nabbit does not get fireworks, so if the fastest end time that you get at the end of the level it involves double digits, then Nabbit is preferred. Alright, so coming up is our first fork in the road here. We have an option between 1-4 and 1-5, and since it's not 100%, we don't have to do every level. We want to choose the faster of the 2 levels here. So in this case, I'm going to go to the right here and do 1-4, Acorn Plains 4, as this level is about 4 seconds faster than going to the left and doing 1-5. The other thing is that at the end of 1-5, I would have to try to avoid a Piranha Plant, and that loses even more time, on top of that level being slower. Something I'm doing at the end of every level is, most of the time, I am turning backwards at the end of the flagpoles, and that's so I could save the turning animation of Luigi or Nabbit turning around. Saves about a few frames each time I do it. And then also, it doesn't matter which part of the flagpole I collect. So you can see me just grab wherever I want. This is our first castle level here. Castles are intended to be like harder than tower levels, as they're like the last level before for every world. Here you just glide across everything as with Luigi. It's not too bad. And for doors, I am trying to enter each door on the middle, and that's because each time I'm off center for each door, Luigi has to pretty much recenter himself and then enter the door. So that loses a few frames each time. So the boss of every castle is a Koopaling. This is Lemmy Koopa. And with bosses in this game, if you fight them the same way, then you'll always get the same results each time. So I know exactly when Lemmy's going to come out of his shell, so I just hang around where I know Lemmy will come out from, and then just hit him right away. Just like that. And so with that, World 1 is completed, and now we're moving on to the second world, which is Layer Cake Desert. You might notice, if you pay attention to the world names, all the worlds have food-related names in them. World 1 was called Acorn Plains, World 2 is called Layer Cake Desert, and you'll be seeing more food-related names as the game progresses here. This is also a good opportunity to talk about controllers here. So in this game, you can use the Pro Controller, the Wii Remote, or the Wii U Gamepad. And common to a lot of Wii U speedruns, it is most preferred to use the gamepad, as anytime, you might have just saw it earlier, when the game asks me to save, I can just simply tap the no option on the gamepad instead of manually selecting no. So it saves a few frames each time. So as a result, the gamepad is preferred, and that's the case with a lot of Wii U speedruns. So 2-1, pretty straightforward level here. Gotta dodge these enemies known as spikes, where they throw these spiky balls at us. Ooh, that's weird. Okay, that's fine. Only lost about a second there, but that's okay. Alright, so, in this cutscene coming up here, Toad's going to come out of his Toad house right here. He's going to tell us that some guy named Nabbit has stolen his double favorite stuff, and he wants us to go back and catch Nabbit. Now, this is not a 100% run, so we do not care about trying to help Toad out with his problems here. The reward you get for catching Nabbit is a P acorn, which is a power-up that allows you to fly infinite times. So there's some really cool strats with the P acorn, but because it takes so long to go out of your way to catch Nabbit, it is not worth going out of your way to get a P acorn for some of those levels. In the 100% category, since that is required for 100%, you do get to see some of those strats, but not in this one. So we're going to go over here to the right and do 2-3. 2-3 is a bit of a dark level where you kind of have to know the level really well in order to know what's going on. As Nabbit, it's not that much of a problem. So you can see I'm just going through all these like fire burrows and piranha plants. I'm gonna do something a little bit cool here. Get a little wall jump right there in order to save a few frames, get max speed just slightly quicker. And coming up is 2-Tower, which is one of my favorite levels to practice. You can actually like create your own cycles here. But we'll see how this goes. It can be easy to die if you mess up. Let's see what happens here. That was a little close, but there we go. So if you mess up that very last part there, then you can die, and when you get crushed, you just die instantly, without even giving you a chance to lose any of your power-ups. So that was a little close on my end there. So the boss of every tower is Boom Boom, and all you do is just jump on Boom Boom 3 times, and you win. And in Worlds 2 and onwards, Kamek will power up Boom Boom to make him do something different, to make it seem like he's a harder fight each time, but I know Boom Boom's attack pattern, so it's really not that hard. Alright, so coming up is one of the biggest run killers. If you're grinding this category, you're gonna be resetting this part quite a lot here, and that is the bridge. So in this bridge, as you can see, we have an acorn suit, a fire burrow, and a Goomba, and I have to try to get past this bridge without running into any of them. If I run into the acorn, it's not that big of a deal, but if I run into a Goomba or a fire burrow, then I have to initiate a fight with them, and it loses like 20 to 25 seconds. Each time I move on the map, they move randomly, so I have about a 25% chance at getting across this bridge without running to either of the enemies. A little recently, there's a bit of a manipulation that increases my chance into not having to fight these enemies, even then, there's still a possibility where I will run into them, but this time I didn't, which means I am off to a really good run already. So I just saved about 25 seconds, even more if I was in the off chance that I was unlucky to fight both those enemies, so I'm off to a really good run. Unfortunately, I did miss out on that acorn suit, hopefully the run doesn't go horribly wrong to where I would regret skipping that acorn. You lose about 6 seconds grabbing that acorn if you pick it up, but it's negligible. Alright, 2-4 was pretty straightforward. I'm actually going to be doing it again. All castles are supposed to be like a warpless category, so you might think that doing this level again seems kind of strange, but there's a particular reason why I'm going to be doing this, and you'll see in 2 worlds from now why getting the secret exit is going to be useful. just for now, keep in mind that I'm going to get this secret exit, and it'll be proven useful in 2 worlds from now. The next upcoming level, which is 2-6, has rolling hills, which you've seen briefly in 1-3, but you really get to see how powerful the rolling hills are in this level here. As I'm gonna be doing this level as Luigi. So off these rolling hills, I'm gonna be spin jumping off of as many of them as I can. So you can kind of see when I spin jump off of anything that's moving, then you can see that I am keeping my speed off of these rolling hills. Which also includes the fact that you can kind of notice I'm actually flying really fast. And I could land that laxity right there in order to keep my speed even further. And there we go. Then doing all those saves about 2 to 3 seconds over just not doing those spin jumps for this level right here. The other thing to know about spin jumps is you might notice I'm actually doing quite a bit of them. And it's not just for fun. When you spin jump while you have the squirrel suit, then you actually spin jump off the same height as a triple jump, and that extra height does make a pretty big difference into clearing large gaps or making like large platforms. So it's used for, you know, performing tricks here and there. The other thing I'm doing as Luigi with the squirrel suit is you might notice that my first movement most of the time is a short hop followed by a fly immediately, and that's so I can gain full speed quicker, and it saves about a few frames. So this is Morty Koopa Jr. here. Normally, you're supposed to wait for Morton to hammer the Pokey's body parts, and you have to dodge the body parts until the Pokey is at a height where you can jump over the Pokey and hit Morton. But I can fly over the Pokey and hit Morton right away. It's a little bit risky because Morton's hammer has a pretty large hitbox, so you can sometimes get hit by the hammer and get knocked into the Pokey, which means you get hit. And it's not good. It is actually faster to damage boost through the Pokey and hit Morton that way. But that would mean equipping an Acorn at the end of this level, which is not faster than doing the damage boost. And because I skipped the World 2 Acorn, as well as the World 1 Acorn earlier, I do not have a reserve Acorn in the world map to where I could equip my Acorn. So it would be a problem if I did lose my Acorn at the end of World 2. So right here we have a split path between Worlds 3 and 4, Frosted Glacier and Sparkling Waters. I'm going to be moving on to World 4 first, Frosted Glacier. You do have to do both worlds as part of all castles, whereas like in a true Warpless run, you can only do one of them, with this world being the faster of the 2 worlds to do. But doing World 4 first before World 3 allows you to save about 8 to 12 seconds in World 3. So, World 4, bit of a 4-1, bit of a technical level there. Those bruises don't have favorable hitboxes, but I was able to go through those guys pretty easily. And then we're going to be doing 4-2. And 4-2, pretty straightforward level. The platforming is easier with Luigi, but I'm playing as Nabbit because the fastest end time that you get at the end of this level is a 77, which means fireworks. You do get an Acorn at the end of the level if you get fireworks with a 77, but that extra bit of safety, hopefully I don't need it. So, I'm actually going to do a bit of a delay here, a slight delay. And if I just went up straight away, I would have hit the Cooligan, which initiates a fight. And those Cooligans don't have favorable hitboxes. So it's, you don't want to run into those, you don't want to initiate a fight with them if you don't have to. Do a ground pound right there in order to stop my momentum. And wall jumping right there is slightly faster than riding the elevator up on top. And then up next is the Boom Boom fight. So Kamek's gonna make Boom Boom all jumpy, but I know how to fight him, even when he jumps around a lot. So the rest of World 4, for the most part, is there isn't a whole lot to save. So if there's any donations or comments, then this would be a good time.
Yep, we actually did have one donation come in, $20 from Holiday Lemon, saying all castles for new Super Mario Bros. 2. Good luck on the run.
Oh, thank you. So, does that mean the all castles incentive has been met?
It has been met. We have upgraded to all castles.
Alright, thank you guys so much for that donation. If you want to go ahead and keep going, this would be a good time.
I wanted to welcome the new people in. I saw a raid come in, and I've seen a couple of people say hello, like Mango and Dragon. Hello. I want to let them know this is the SpeedGaming Spring Marathon benefiting No Kid Hungry, a charity with the mission of ending childhood hunger. You can get the donation link by typing !NKH in the chat, by looking at our Twitch profile, or by going to speedgaming.org/NoKidHungry. And thank you for your support of a great cause.
You saw me pick up this acorn right here. It is technically faster to avoid grabbing this acorn, but because you gotta pass by this little ring multiple times throughout World 4, that would require you to avoid that acorn every single time, which ends up not being faster to avoid the acorn overall. That's the only free one that you get without really losing time. And you saw that I jumped over an acorn when I was sliding down in this level. And that's because whenever you get power-ups as Nabbit, it transfers it converts all the power-ups that you collect as, into 1-ups, which ends up losing time at the end of the level. So this is our first ghost house. And ghost houses are usually supposed to be like these complex levels that trick the players into getting lost. But here in this game, the ghost houses are pretty straightforward here. I guess they just couldn't find a way to make the levels complex with a 100-second time limit. So here, this level is very easy with Nabbit, because you can just jump right through the boo rings that you see. And there we go. So just like what I did with 4-Tower, I'm going to be delaying my movement a bit so I can not run into the Cooligans on my way to 4-Castle. Otherwise I initiate a fight with them, and initiating a fight with them is bad. Alright. So this level is a bit of a fun level here, kind of a speedrunner's favorite level here, because you have to kind of avoid these thwomps that are crushing all these blocks here. So you barely have time to avoid these thwomps, so it's a level that encourages you to go fast. There's a cool little strat at the end that hopefully I can get. It involves a really precise duck jump that saves me from having to do 2 wall jumps at the end. Like that. So coming up is the boss of 4-Dash Castle, Wendy Koopa. So let's see how this goes here. Wendy has some pretty awkward timing while hitting her, so I usually tend to play this fight a bit safe so I don't get hit. Nabbit can get hit by bosses, but he doesn't die. As I mentioned early on in the run, he doesn't die, but he can still get knocked back by some enemies. Oh, like that. So that was not ideal. That's okay. This is why we play as Nabbit. Otherwise, if that happened as Luigi, we would have lost our power-up. It's also worth noting that if you die as Nabbit at all, which is by simply getting crushed, falling into a pit, falling in lava, then you do lose the power-ups as Luigi, so it's very punishing to die as Nabbit. So, after completing World 4, the path up ahead will take us to World 5, but because this is all castles, we do have to go back to World 3 and complete that world as well. The reason doing World 4 first is faster than doing World 3 first is because at the end of World 4, when I can backtrack to World 3, I can grab this Baby Yoshi, and Baby Yoshi is really useful for this world. Particularly for one level, which is 3-2. So for now, I'm going to be doing 3-1 as Nabbit. Pretty straightforward level. The reason I'm playing as Nabbit for this level is because I would have to carry Baby Yoshi all the way through the entirety of 3-1, and then also the flagpole animation takes longer while you have Baby Yoshi with you. And Baby Yoshi is just not with you at all if you're playing this level as Nabbit. But then the next level, 3-2, is why we're going to be using Baby Yoshi. So, World 3 is a beach world. So in a beach world, you're going to be seeing a bunch of swimming levels. So this will be the first of our swimming levels that we're going to be doing. And normally, if you're familiar with Mario games, with water levels, you move pretty slowly in water. But with Baby Yoshi, you're gonna see that I'm gonna be moving really fast. So as you can see, by doing these spins, I'm able to move much faster than just doing this level without Baby Yoshi. So this saves like 20 seconds alone in this level. But because you lose about 8 seconds going out of your way to get Baby Yoshi, that's a net save of 12 seconds. So it's very much worth it to grab Baby Yoshi just for 3-2. And I got rid of Baby Yoshi right away after this level because I don't need Baby Yoshi anymore. And each time you have Baby Yoshi with you on the map, you have to wait for Baby Yoshi to catch up with you on the map before you start a level, so it loses time. This level is a really big advantage as to why Nabbit's really useful, because normally as Luigi, you have to wait for a bunch of these skewer cycles, but with Nabbit, you can just go through these skewers with no problem at all. And then make it to the end of the level here. So, another Boom Boom fight. This is the same exact one as in World 4, except without ice. And then also, the next level after this, there's not really a whole lot to say, so if you want to read any more donations or comments, then this would be a good time.
Yes, want to tell a little bit about our chosen charity, No Kid Hungry, is a charity dedicated to providing meals for children in need, as well as supporting food banks and community groups that serve the areas that need it most. They provide emergency grants and expert guidance to schools and local community groups to help feed kids. We've also got some incentives coming up now that we've met our New Super Mario Bros. 2 upgrade to all castles. We also have at 210 coming up, Blood Will Tell, Tezuka Osamu's Dororo. The bid war is to have either English or the Japanese version of the game. And right now they are tied at $0. So any donation that you put toward that incentive will be the top donation at the moment. And then at 7:30 in the morning, we have coming up Fire Emblem Three Houses, bid war between three houses. $20 right now for Azure Moon / Blue Lions, $0 for Crimson Flower / Black Eagles, $0 for Verdant Wind / Golden Deer. Those are the next two incentives coming up after the Super Mario Bros. 2. Prizes that we have going on are our Super Retro Port USB adapter for SNES controller. That prize ends at 4 p.m. Eastern, so get donations in to be entered for that. We also have a set of 2 Mega Man Perlers that ends Friday at 9. We have a Forte / Bass Perler? Bass? Oh my goodness, you can tell that I do not play Mega Man enough. This Perler, this Perler prize ends at Friday at 10. And we also have an Everdrive Gigabit X7 flash cart for Game Boy that ends tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m.
Alright, so I almost died at the end of 3-3. Could have been bad, but we made it out, fortunately. That level is about 4 seconds faster over doing the bottom level, 3-4, by about 4 seconds. 3-4 is an easier level, however. Obviously, I want to save as much time as possible. This is a pretty optimized category, so I choose to do 3-4. 3-5, as you can see right there, is another water level, so you might think that I would want to keep Baby Yoshi for that level, but that is a vertical swimming level, as in vertical swimming levels, the way you optimize those levels by just simply mashing as fast as you can. Mashing is very important for that level. If you mash really well, then you get an 81 at the end of the level, which I didn't get, but it's really hard to get an 81. It requires really good mashing, and not everyone can really achieve that, just due to like natural human ability. Up next here is 3-Castle. You can either do this level as Nabbit or Luigi. A lot of people like to play as Nabbit because it makes the water section easier. Those torpedoes sometimes can be a problem, but I prefer to do this level as Luigi because the first and third room are easier with Luigi. So I mentioned that bosses are always the same whenever you fight them the same way, but this is a fight where if you mess anything up in this fight, then it can be random. Let's see how this goes. First hit like that. The second hit's pretty fun, because all I can do is just stand right here, and Larry would just jump right into me. Like that. And there we go. Okay, the next world, now that we finished both Worlds 3 and 4, is World 5. However, I am not going to continue the path upwards, because if I do that, then I will run into a level called 5-Airship. So, the secret exit that I got from 2-4 earlier, this is where it's going to come into play. I'm going to do 2-Secret, which is where 2-4 secret exit leads to. And that will take me to World 5 instead, straight to 5-1, without having to do the airship. The reason this is worth it is because up ahead, 5-Airship has a bit of a long cutscene starting the level, as well as an auto-scroller, followed by a really boring boss fight, and then a long cutscene at the end of 5-Airship. So by backtracking, doing the secret exit of 2-4, and then do 2-Secret, all that saves about a minute over doing 5-Airship. So it is worth doing all this backtracking just to skip a what is normally like an intended level within the path of the game. So very straightforward level, like a really short level going into World 5. And now we're about halfway through the game already, with 4 worlds down, 4 more worlds left to go. And this is where the run starts to get pretty interesting, as we've been doing... All the worlds have been pretty straightforward up until now, but here's where the run gets pretty interesting, as coming up in World 5, if you've ever played this game, then World 5 is normally like a really long world. There's 3 sections that World 5 has. There's the top section, the Haunted Forest section, and then the bottom section. But despite that, we only do 4 levels in World 5. So this is the shortest world in the run as a result. We only do 4 levels here. And we also take a much different path through World 5 than in the any percent category, which is fortunate in my opinion. First off, here in 5-1, you might see that I'm actually moving really fast from these vines here, and that's just a technique where if I'm holding neutral off of these swinging vines, then you actually keep your speed off the vines. And that actually saves 3 seconds over just jumping vine to vine normally. A bit of a strat that was found 3 years ago. We're going to do 5-2. We do 5-3 in any percent, slightly faster. But we do 5-2 because there's a secret X that we're going to be getting, and that allows us to skip a lot of World 5. Ground pound this to spawn this switch over here. And this is where the secret exit is. And this secret exit will allow us to skip a lot of World 5. Because normally, in order to go through World 5, you do a choice of this level in 5-3, and then 5 Tower, which has a really difficult skip, and then the Haunted Forest section, which has the Ghost House, and then a choice of 2 of the hardest levels in the game, and then an RNG section. And with this secret exit, you just skip all that entirely and move on to the bottom section right away. So here we have a choice between 5-6 and 5-7. I'm going to be doing 5-6. 5-7 is just split up into 3 parts, which is automatically slower. So we have these sumo bros here. They'll try to ruin our day. We want to try to avoid their sparks. Getting hit by sparks loses quite a bit of time, as you get electrocuted as well and then get hit. It also kills your momentum if you get sparked. You want to make sure you avoid that at all costs. Alright, up next is 5 Castle. So, I'm gonna be doing this level as Nabbits here. And that's mainly for the boss fight. And so, this level has swinging chains, which work just like the vines in 5-1. So I'm holding neutral as I'm swinging from chain to chain in order to keep my speed here. Just like that, and this saves 2 seconds over not doing it at all. You do want to be careful though, because as you can see, there are waves of lava, and you can die if you land into them, which can sometimes be easy to do. So, alright, Iggy Koopa. So here's the reason why I play as Nabbit here. Iggy's gonna start by going up to the ceiling. He's not gonna come down to from the ceiling unless all the fireballs are off the screen. So what I do is I actually jump into the fireballs as Nabbit in order to cancel all the fireballs. And then he comes down much sooner. Otherwise, there's supposed to be like a blarg that he spawns, and you have to avoid the blarg, and it just loses quite a lot of time. There's also an even faster strat that some people do, where you can actually hit Iggy off the ceiling, but it's insanely precise, and it's just very hard to do. So I choose not to do it. So World 5 completed, very short world, and now we're moving on to World 6, which is, in my opinion, the hardest world in the run. Lots of really difficult levels, and you lose quite a bit of time if you per mistake, and it snowballs pretty quickly. The first couple of levels don't really have much to say. If you have maybe 1 or 2 donations or comments to say before we move on to 6-Tower, this would be a good time.
I want to remind everyone this is the SpeedGaming Spring Marathon benefiting No Kid Hungry, a charity with the mission of ending childhood hunger. You can get the donation link by typing !NKH in the chat. By looking in our Twitch profile, we're going to speedgaming, okay, speedgaming.org/NoKidHungry. For more information about this marathon, you can check out that website, see our list of prizes and donation incentives. To contribute to an incentive, mention the incentive in your donation comment. All donations go directly to the charity No Kid Hungry. Thank you.
Alright, so this would be a good time to explain this. So, New Super Mario Bros. Games in general aren't known to be glitchy at all. So like a lot of the times come down to pretty much executing the levels as well as you can. This upcoming trick in 6-Tower can be debated whether or not it's a glitch or not. So we'll see what happens when we actually do it. I'm going to be doing a trick, I call a hidden block clip, where normally you're supposed to reveal some hidden blocks in order for Grolls to roll on to break a large set of blocks in the middle of the level. But with precise flying, I'm going to try and go through the hidden blocks without having to do any of that. And if I do it correctly, it should save me 6 seconds. Pretty precise trick. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh. Okay, hold on. Back up. Alright, there we go. So you can do this either on the left or right side. I was trying to go for the left side, missed it, and went for the backup and did the right side hidden block clip right there. So unfortunately, I broke even if I wasn't going for the hidden block clip, but if you do it correctly, then you should save about 6 seconds. But didn't happen that time, but at least I got to show off what the trick looks like. So this is the last Boom Boom fight here. Kamek gives Boom Boom wings. He drank some Red Bull. This is also, in my opinion, like the easiest Boom Boom fight. It's really easy to get hits off him right away. Yeah, there we go. 6-Tower completed. There's actually 2 towers, so we're actually going to be going through another tower later on, as you can see up there. So 6-3 and 6-4, a choice between either one of those 2 levels. I'm going to be doing 6-3 because 6-4 is an auto-scroller. Okay, go, and then... There we go. So when you ground pound, you gain a few pixels of extra height, and that few pixels of extra height allowed me to do something along the lines like that at the very end of the level, right there.
Made it.
Alright, so up next is 6-5, and I'm going to get the secret exit of the level. It seems kind of pointless, because it takes you to 6-Tower 2 anyway, but there is a benefit into doing that. So I'm going to get the secret exit right now, and that is to fly right up this way. You might notice that some of these secret exits I'm getting, they're very obscure. This game has some of the most obscure secret exits out of any Mario game I have ever played. These secret exits, the game really knows how to hide your secret exits, and as well as star coins, if you're trying to get all the star coins. So by getting the secret exit, it gives you a path where you can actually keep the red switch on, and that's useful right after this level right here. Nice. Okay, so hopefully I get this. There's a really precise strat I'm going to get at the very beginning of this fight, and this will allow me to save quite a bit of time if I get it. Yes, there we go. So by flying at a precise time, right before he jumps up to the top platform, they can actually knock him over right away. So that way, all you gotta do is just jump on him 3 times like this, and the fight's over. Otherwise, the alternative way is by doing some weird stuff, clipping through his hitbox. His hitbox is not favorable, but we don't have to do that at all, fortunately. And so, with the red switch on, then this creates a path where I can actually go to the back entrance of 6-Castle. And this is pretty much as you can see right there, 6 seconds to get to the boss door. Otherwise, the front entrance, you have to do a lot more than that. So getting that secret exit in 6-5 is very much worth it. And now, off to fighting Roy, who, if you run the 100% category of this game, then this is your favorite boss fight, because you fight him twice, but you only fight him once here. You just count the sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and he's gonna come up right around here, hit him again, and then repeat, and then count the 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is gonna come out right around over here, and end of the fight. Alright, and with that, World 6 is completed, and now we're going on to World 7, and so if you've ever watched an any percent run of the game, then this is where the 2 categories start to meet up now, as from here on out, all the levels that we do are going to be the same as in any percent. So, starting off in World 7, we're doing the first level of World 7, which is my least favorite level in the run. It's a cycle-based level with the fuzzies giant fuzzies moving around, and then there's a very precise jump at the end where if I miss it, then I die. I'm gonna do this level as Luigi. It is faster to do as Nabbit, but it's not marathon safe. We're gonna do it as Luigi. Nice, got it. So that jump right there, you have about a few frames to make that. Otherwise, if you jump too late, you're gonna get hit by the fuzzies, and then probably die. And then if you jump too early, then you're probably not gonna make it. So very precise jump at the very end right there. Everything up until that point has to go well in order to make that a success. And then now we have a choice between 7-2 and 7-3. I'm gonna do 7-2. In Mario U, you do 7-3, but here we do 7-2. And this level, you know, not a whole lot to say here. You just run on the clappers, jump on the wigglers, sometimes jump on these waddle wings here. And that's the level. Coming up, 7 Dash Tower. Well, we'll see what happens in this upcoming level. It is very important that I don't lose my acorn in this level. I would like to save it for the boss fight, as it would help me save quite a bit of time. We'll see what happens here. Go ahead and wall jump off the left right there in order to get up to the top quicker. Uh-oh. That's not what I want to do. Alright. That's okay. I lost about a second. That's fine. The most important part is I don't get hit. You can either kill these fire bros or just dodge them. Ooh, that was close. And these fire bros have semi-unpredictable patterns sometimes. Okay, so the boss of this level is Kamek. Kamek is a great boss. He's a fantastic boss. 0 RNG. Nobody's ever lost a run to this guy. Purely skill-based. Purely scripted. Let's see what happens here. Oh, baby. Wow, I'm impressed. So, as you can probably see, it is a guessing game. The fight is pretty much a guessing game. The blocks that he spawns out are random, and then where he teleports to is random. You can kind of predict it, where like, if he's on the left side, then he's likely to go to the right side, but that's not guaranteed. It's pretty much a coin flip. You just pick a side, hope that you're right, and then if you're right, great. If you're wrong, then you lose a lot of time, because then you have to wait for Kamek to go through his attack phases, and then repeat the process again. On the third hit, though, Kamek will always spawn in the middle, so as long as you can fly to the middle after the second hit, then you pretty much win the fight. And the fight's very bad if you don't have Acorn. So I got the secret exit here in 7 Ghosts, and the jump that I did was kind of YOLO, but there's a setup to pretty much guarantee you'll always get it. And this secret exit's great because this will take you straight to the castle. Otherwise, the normal approach will take you to an RNG section. And so we skip the RNG section. We don't need to add any more RNG to World 7, and we're going straight to 7 Castle. The 7 Castle has 2 parts here. This first part here, you can kind of take your time, because you gotta wait for this block to pass you, like this. Basically, as long as you get to that part, then you're not losing any time. Here, on the second part, I'm going to slow down in order to manipulate this firebar cycle like that. And then make it to the end. If you mess that part up, then it's very easy for you to get hit. And again, this is not a part where you want to get hit. Otherwise, you're losing time on the boss fights coming up here. So, Ludwig von Koopa is the boss of 7 Castle. He's going to turn into clones, and you have to guess which one's the right Ludwig. But with the Acorn suit, I can just fly up and skip that attack phase entirely. And then just count 3 sides. There we go. All right. And now that's completed, we have an air mission level between this and World 8, and that is 7-Airship. So 7-Airship has two different parts here. The first part, you have to ride a cloud all the way up to the end of the section, but with precise flying, I'm going to skip riding the cloud entirely. So let's see what happens. If I fail it, then I'm probably dead. Ludwig is indeed cool. And there it is, we got it. And then this part right here is a bit of an auto-scroller. Do some waiting around. But then, coming up next, we have the Bowser Jr. boss fight. So I'll do the fight and then try to explain. So let's see how it goes. Alright, there we go. Okay, so that fight looked really easy, but what can happen there is that you can sometimes get knocked out of hitting him, you get hit at the same time hitting him, or you just go right through him, and that's because Bowser Jr.'s hitbox is very small in the direct center of him, which means that it's not a very favorable hitbox at all. There are several clips by several Mario U and Luigi U runners where you go through Bowser Jr., you get hit, and basically messing up the fight means that the boss fight is very chaotic. If you do not have an acorn going into the boss fight, then the fight has even more randomness and Kamek, and you lose a lot of time if you die because you have to start all over. With the levels being so short in this game, the game does not give you any checkpoints. So you just have to start the entire level all over again if you die. Alright, so approaching World 8. Here we go. The final world of the run. Let's do this. So 8-1. We're gonna be starting off with 8-1, and if you've ever watched speedruns of New Super Mario Bros. U, then the route through World 8 is gonna be different. In Mario, you actually get the normal exit of 8-1 because there's a skip that in 8-2 that saves more time than doing 8-4, which is one level over the normal exit where you do 2 levels. In Mario U, the reason that saves time is because 8-4 is an auto-scroller. But here in this game, it's not an auto-scroller, so it is worth doing the secret exit of 8-1. The fireballs here are random. I got the worst pattern of them all, which loses about a second. That's fantastic. Marathon luck. All those blocks are coin blocks, which is why you saw me have to wait for the fireballs to rain down on the blocks. Alright, and then up next is 8-4. So normally an auto-scroller in Mario U, but a technical level in 8-4. The fireballs are not random this time, they are instead cycle-based. Cycle-based in the fact that you do not want to play too slow or too fast. It's very specific in this level. Just like that. Alright, and now up next is 8-Castle. If you ever watched Mario use speedruns, then there's a very well-known trick called elevator skip. Very difficult, but you know, elevator skip is a thing in this game. But because the elevator moves horizontally instead of vertically, it's not as hard. So I'm actually tilting my controller to the side in order to control the elevator. This second room here has a very precise jump. Hopefully I can get it. Just like that. So that jump is specific because you have to jump low enough that you don't hit the bomb at the top, and high enough so that you don't hit the spark on the bottom. So it's a pretty precise jump, but it saves a second over doing the most consistent strat of the second room. Alright, and now for the very last level, which is 8-Castle 2. The final battle, well, at least that's what it's called in Mario. It's called, the final, oh, it is called the final battle. Okay, I got it right. I don't normally memorize these level names, but, it's called the final battle. Alright, the first room here, Bowser Jr. is gonna try to ruin our day, but Bowser Jr.'s movement is based off of your movement, so as long as you do everything exactly the same, then, he will give you the same results every single time. What I just did right there is I clinged off of Bowser Jr. on the right side, and he's trying to come after me, and he moves so fast that as long as you're clinging onto him on the right side while he's coming after you, then you can actually just get a boost off of him, and you save 2 seconds over the normal strat of the level. The corridor room here, the fireballs are always the same, and then now we have the hardest fight in the game. Let's do this. Oh my gosh, I did it! How did I do it? I am a legend. No one is as good as me. So, Luigi jumps so high that you can just simply jump over him. But wait, what is this? They're plotting something. They're sprinkling magic on the bottom? What could that possibly mean? Let's save the princess before bad things happen. Oh my goodness! I did not see that coming. Oh, he's back and he's giant. Wow, I did not see this coming. But here we go, the final phase of Bowser. Let's do this. The first thing I'm gonna do here is what's called fireball skip. Just like that. He's normally supposed to shoot 2 fireballs, but if you just fly up as he shoots his first fireball, then that skips him shooting his second fireball, which saves 2 seconds. The next thing I'm gonna do here is right after I hit him, I'm gonna try and get the clown car back, just like this, in order to hit Bowser right away on his second and third hits. And this saves a lot of time in this fight, otherwise you have to wait for a bunch of attack cycles before Bowser comes back so that we can take his clown car again. So time is on the last hit here. Time. Alright, what's my time? Ooh, 101.33. Not bad. That's a very good time. So yeah, as you can see right there, the boss fight goes so fast that I didn't really have time to explain the entirety of the fight, but that's pretty much the gist of how the final fight goes, if it goes well. And so, yeah, I got a 101.33. That is a really good time. Not very many runners, of the very few runners who even run this category, have a 101. Very tough time to achieve. But yeah, I'm really happy with how I played. I didn't make very many mistakes in this run. So yeah, I'm happy with how I played. I don't have a whole lot to say, but up next I have new subscribers too, and up next, thanks to you guys' donations, we did meet the all castles incentive, so I will be running all castles instead of warpless. So I'm really excited to be running that category coming up right after this. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the new Super Luigi run, and I will see you guys in about a few minutes for new Super Mario Bros. 2.